us the American dream is nothing.
This week on The American Dream is Nothing, President Bush has commuted Louis Scooter Libby's jail sentence of 2 years. While Libby is still technically convicted of the crime of perjury, he is now just on probation with a $250,000 fine. He will serve none of his jail sentence. This is relatively unprecedented because no one has really had their sentence commuted before serving of any of their actual time, but, you know, Bush did it anyway. Bush's reason for doing so was that the sentence was excessive.
Right. In a bold move, he also commuted other sentences which were very excessive, like people who are still serving mandatory minimum sentences for selling crack in the 80s.
Wait, really?
No.
You can't believe the hype, and no one loves you for these 10,000 lies. I hope to realize one truth.
This week on Servicing the Public, Al Gore's son, Pillhead III, was pulled over for driving
No, actually, his name is Al Gore III.
Oh, I guess his name was so incredible he just had to pass it along again.
That's right.
Anyway, he was pulled over for driving 100 miles an hour. The arresting officer smelled marijuana on his person, and upon searching the vehicle, found a small amount of marijuana as well as Valium, Xanax, Vicodin, and Adderall, none of which he had prescriptions for. By my count, that's, let's see, 2 anti-anxieties, 1 painkiller, and 1 batch prescription amphetamines.
Wow, that probably beats your record, doesn't it?
By 1 anti-anxiety. But I think I should get bonus points for attempting to elude the arresting officer by jumping over the Jersey wall and running into the forest.
Granted. In other Servicing the Public news, a Canadian mother has frozen her eggs to donate to her daughter. Now, this would be a first. If the daughter uses her eggs, she would effectively give birth to her half-sister. This woman cannot have children of her own because of a chromosomal condition called Turner syndrome.
Wait, is Turner syndrome a genetic disorder, I believe?
Yes, it was passed down to her.
From her parents. So by accepting the donor eggs from her mother, she would effectively be inserting this disorder into the gene pool when it would not otherwise be there.
Right, she must really, really enjoy not being able to have kids.
I mean, think about it like the large pool of adopted children she could possibly adopt.
Or she could accept eggs from anyone else.
Anyone else, really. Or just the number of kids that are just standing alone at Walmart or at the playground. Either way, there are many ways to get around, passing this condition along. But one thing that, one element of the human condition, which I find breathtakingly incredible each and every time it occurs, is people's dedication to terrible ideas. She loves her DNA so much that she cannot possibly part with it, even at the risk of infecting subsequent generations with the disorder.
Yeah. Although on the bright side, her kid might have her eyes or
her hair.
Yeah, or her inability to make good decisions.
News from somewhere else.
BBC journalist Alan Johnston has been freed. He was kidnapped on the Gaza Strip nearly 4 months ago.
Which you guys didn't hear about because we weren't around yet.
Right, who would know the news without us telling it to you? He was released July 4th. Strangely, no conditions had been met to secure his release. They just kind of, let him go.
What did he, forget to wipe his feet when they, moved him from one secure, safe house to another?
I can only assume.
Yeah.
Some are speculating that his release is, a public relations stunt, because Al-Hamas has only been in power, in the Gaza Strip for about a month, and, it makes you look pretty good if you release, captives.
Well, if they were really thinking ahead, they'd probably kidnap that motherfucker and let him go later,
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's like some foreplanning, because what makes you look better than, settling your accounts, so to speak, by, releasing a BBC correspondent?
Right, you gotta get in debt to pay it off.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all I know is, when I was, meeting my girlfriend for the first time, she was like, Graham, you're a real fucking chode. You're a real asshole. And I'm like, yeah.
She was really correct.
Yeah, she was humongously correct, if only she knew. But, I was like, I'm a pretty nice guy, deep down on the inside. So, what I did? I released a BBC correspondent on my own that I'd captured 3 months previously. I had him in the trunk of my car, been feeding him some water for a little while, my white Honda Civic, and then I was,
That's a little too much.
Oh yeah. And anyway, so I cut him up and I said, hey, you're free to go. He's like, where am I? And I just drove off. But I videotaped it, and
Right. It just shows you have a heart of gold, just like the merciful Al-Hamas. how we do it at the Kappa 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 fraternity. This is the college perspective on the new low.
New show!
Hey, you were getting some new low last night, weren't you?
Every night at the Kappa Kappa Kappa.
That's right, introductions. This is Charles Whitaker Wilson III. Some call me Chad.
Big Chad.
Big Beer Chad.
Oh yeah, parties every night!
And here's my man, Richard Thompson. Although we call him Ricky T, or last night called him Ricky Teabag, if you know what I mean.
Dude, I was passed out, man.
You know the rules. Don't pass out with your mouth open. Yeah.
Dude, I put the roofies put the roofies in the wrong drink, man.
Dude, you asked me to do it. Anyway, we got a news story. A former agent of Zimbabwe's Central Intelligence Organization, Pussies, basically the secret police, has come forward after deserting his position and told stories of the horrible things he's had to do. First, 4 men rolled up to him in a black Mercedes-Benz.
Oh man, holy shit, that was like my rush week at Kappa Kappa Kappa. That's how I met Kappa
right.
Kappa Kappa.
My
You
man
rolled up,
Jason Williams rolled up.
black Mercedes-Benz, and I just hopped in. Oh man, dude, you remember Rush Week?
I remember.
You remember Rush Week?
I remember
Holy
that
shit, I'm
shit.
making 40 hands
You're
every
my own
hour.
freshman.
Oh, own freshman Rush Week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, your muscles, dude, you've been working out or some shit. That's really hot, man. That's really hot. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. He was put in a room with other applicants and given a cup of gin.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
Sounds like a Kappa Kappa party to begin with.
And forced to smoke
Forced?
marijuana in a room with no ventilation. Bake! Get ready for the bake sale! Then they brought in prisoners to teach torture techniques. You know how that is.
Which included beating, breaking someone's feet, electrocution, and eventually drowning a man with a cement block. I have one thing to say. Pussies!
I mean, WT fight. We did way worse shit than that. During Rush Week, we got the Ookie Cookie in the house.
We got the circle jerk.
We got the Bukkake Challenge.
Dude, we got the gang rape challenge.
You know it.
Secret Service doesn't have anything on the Klan.
Although, it got a little weird, because the last technique they taught him was using pliers on a man's fucking junk, his fucking testicles.
Dude, they made him touch his nuts, man.
Faggot! That's right. Mugabe is a fucking faggot.
Wait, dude, how do you know who Mugabe is, man?
He's the president.
You been going to class or something?
Nah.
Someone's been going to class, man.
Fucking shut the fuck up.
Faggot,
I ain't go to fucking class. I saw it on Family Guy, dude.
Oh, alright, that's cool. KKK for life! Kappa!